Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Guys, we are in Season 17. Gosh, so many seasons. We're in Match 8 of that season. We're in a 3v3 season. I've been undefeated for a while now. I think 37 in a row. Something like that, excuse me. Too much tea, I believe. And this one's crazy, guys. There's multiple clinch moments that I don't appreciate. It's consistently scary to me. Like, this whole match was just really hairy. There's a little bit of right at the start. You're not going to be able to see buttons just because we hadn't adjusted the size. This is on Gambit Fight Night, so everyone who goes has a slightly different size screen. So you're gonna have to deal with that for a little bit. But I'll be able to narrate you guys into understanding what's going on, and eventually it does get a lot better, and then it gets better again. So you'll have that, and otherwise, guys, this is a really good match. There's a lot going on offense and defense here. I placed a crazy defense for him, so I don't have much for offense. Like, I placed everything good on defense except for I kept 3 Galactic Legends, which sounds crazy. Like, oh, like sure, strong defense, Xaereth. Like, that sucks. Like, obviously it's like really strong offense instead. But you'll see, like, almost all my good teams are just on defense, and that's just how it works, guys. That's 3 Galactic Legends isn't much to kill 3 different teams, especially if your opponent is placing Galactic Legends. So, that being said, let's jump in right after I say thanks to my patrons, guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all of the support. It's been over a year since I started Patreon. Can't believe it's been so good, so long. You guys have been supporting me. Just means the world to me. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Twitch. I still haven't found a fast way to be able to display that, so I apologize for that. We're gonna figure it out, but for now, really appreciate you guys. You the true MVPs, guys. All right, guys. So let's jump in. Alright, so here's my defense, guys. I'm going to show you the full defense first. Sorry if it's a little fuzzy, too. It's zoomed in, and you won't be able to see the time clock that well. I don't think... I'll let you guys know when there's issues, when you should be paying attention to the time clock, though. Anyways, here's my defense. I did place General Skywalker down. I put Rey in the front so that he used Sith Eternal on her, because he always uses Sith Eternal with Sith Empire Trooper and Watt. So he always gets like 46 against any Rey, which is great for banners that need to keep and ignore my Jedi Knight Luke in the back. And then we have Darth Revan as well, Full Bastard, Persuasion, etc. Pretty good there. And then let's see. Yeah, so in the back zone, we have the really fast Shock T with Jedi Knight Luke. So Shock T is like at 367, very, very, very fast. Commander Luke's there. My Nute team with Jango and L3 are also going to cause a lot of issues. That team has a ton of natural internal synergy. Really strong. And then we also have a Jedi Revan team on the bottom. You can see I did place so much on defense. Besides keeping those 3 Galactic Legends, I put most of my other really versatile squads on defense. So you can see up top here in just a minute. I also have a General Grievous squad. Not very good. I'm going to have to change that. My next opponent is... it's going to be a tough match there too. So we'll see what I cook up for that, for them. But more on that later, potentially. We have the Poggle team up top with B1 and Droideka, Padme and company, and then Kylo Ren unmasked with his friends. That's cool. I'm gonna have to remod Red Trooper. He's actually not modded as well as I thought he was. My opponent, now this is an interesting defense. He has his Darth Revan team really strong, really fast modded, mods, all that stuff, of course. He also has Dooku with Jango and Nest. Like, that team is a pain. There is so many annoying things about that squad. So the one that was really concerning, though, was that Mando team with Bossk and Grief, because Mando gives them 20 extra speed, and so at first I was like, man, I'm way faster than them, and then it occurred to me, I'm not. They get plus 20 speed, so Grief and Bossk are actually very, very fast, faster than anything I can really put out that can easily counter them, and so people have been breaking themselves on this team in particular in GAC lately, and so he, I guess good on him for putting this. Like he's been playing it a lot, and people have been he's getting a ton of holds. So we got to theory craft that. All right, his other zone, he's got a Nute team with a strange like Boba and Magna Guard. It's kind of a weird thrown together team, but Boba can always be scary. You have Supreme Leader Kylo with Hux and First Order Stormtrooper. Hux has 200 tenacity, guys. Amazing. You guys will have to see the impact on that. That's part of why we're going to be clenching a lot. Just a little foreshadowing. Hopefully that's not a spoiler. You guys can let me know if you think it's a spoiler, and I will potentially disregard. Otherwise, he's got a Grievous team up top. That meant I knew he hadn't scouted me, because he wouldn't have placed that Grievous team on defense. And let's see, a Bando team, yeah, pretty decent defense, but especially I just have a bunch of like dregs, guys. So we're gonna use Traya here with Thrawn, and here I'm gonna shift the camera a little bit. You're gonna see a little bit of the Gambit Fight Night. You'll see our video. You can see like the top corner of my chin, or bottom corner of my chin. Okay, guys, so here's the thing I'm debating right now. I guess I don't have to pause it. I just did want to show you guys what was going on with Thrawn though and his health. They're focusing on him, so we don't want them to get their contract, of course. So if I could get Isolate on Mando, that means he can't use Disintegrate. That's one of the key things, is he has to have, I think, crit chance up or crit damage up on him in order to use Disintegrate. And if you put Isolate on him, that means he can't gain either of those buffs and he can never Disintegrate. And then that team alone can't really do enough damage to kill you. So the problem, of course, being we can't get through that Bossk taunt easily, and ideally we would be able to isolate Mando and then put a fracture on Bossk, but apparently with Thrawn, like they stunned Thrawn, so Thrawn couldn't hand the turn to anyone, and so he went and didn't do anything. And then so we're I put Isolate on Bossk and then fracture on Mando is what I eventually decided to do. Grief came out of stealth for a little bit, so I was like, you know what, I'll just try to kill you. Everyone's shooting Thrawn while he's fracturing, which is great because he just keeps shooting him, and he's Relic 6, so he's just doing lots of damage to him. This is kind of a squishy comp, actually. Eventually I get my execute off and get my auto kill off with Nihilus before they got their auto kill off with Mando, and now it's a matter of maybe can I gain some banners back. They haven't touched Nihilus. There's no AoEs on this squad, so the question is, can I get any banners back? Like, can I get Thrawn to give enough banners back to Traya that I get like a 53 on this fight or not? Like, I just wasn't sure. So eventually I did. Maybe I shouldn't have fractured Bossk when I did, but you know, it is what it is. Eventually I did get a 53. Thrawn cost me one banner, but he also probably saved me the whole match, so I'm not gonna complain. Sorry about the lack of icons at the bottom, guys. I think this fight you'll be able to see them a little bit, and halfway through we'll have to resize because you'll be able to see the whole thing. So pause it just for 1 second. So we start everyone in stealth. I do have an Aurra seeing at Relic 2, so she's starting to do some damage at Relic 2. And you guys will see, so when I'm buffed, I gain 10% of the contract, and we can shoot Count Dooku right now, because we're in stealth and he's not going to hit us back. Well, like, you can't counter someone who's in stealth. So what I'm trying to do with Mando, I'm calling Aurra to shoot because she has an outside chance of being able to stun someone on her basic. Like, it's a 70% chance, and then she takes a potency check, and then it's a 15% to resist at the very least. So yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but I did manage to get the contract. Aurra just like one-shot Dooku with 78k earlier, and now I think I made a little bit of a mistake here, guys. Because, okay, so Nest killed Mando. That's not great. But now if Mando dies, there's no way Aurra and Grief can actually kill Nest here. There's just no way. Yeah, so we're trying to, I'm trying to heal, trying to just get that contract. Okay, and here's the resize that happened. So now you guys can see the buttons better, thank God. And we still can't see the Mando health very well, but that's my own fault because I want my thumbnail screen to be a little bit bigger. You know, everyone could use a little extra size sometimes. Here's the issue, guys. I keep putting guys into stealth, like Aurra I keep putting in stealth, when I would prefer Nest just split the damage on Aurra and Mando. Eventually I did get the disintegrate, so thank goodness, but it could have been better. It's funny, you disintegrate Nest, but then you still have the icon or the shadow of the character falling. It's kind of silly how that works, but got the win there. 51 isn't great, but still got the win regardless. So first thing we do here, again, I'm going to use Supreme Leader Kylo because my opponent let his defense roll through, and after looking at his past defenses, he doesn't change his defense much. He didn't scout me, didn't change his defense, and I was like, you know what? He always has Rey in the back, and that's it. He doesn't have another Galactic Legend, and if he does have another Galactic Legend, I probably just like we don't clear each other and we just go off of efficiency. It becomes a brutal slugfest. But in the back we look, and lo and behold, only Rey in the back. So hooray! The other teams are pretty good in the back as well. Need to kill Supreme Leader Kylo up top though, and this is crazy, guys. Okay, so I have a ton of potency on Jedi Master Luke. Did F-Lux, didn't do anything to Hux, because as I found out later, I didn't even think to look at this, but Hux has a ton of base tenacity, and they gave him as much tenacity as possible, so he was at like 200 base tenacity, so didn't stick anything. And this is really important, guys. If I had gotten an ability block on him, or if I'd been able to kill him right here, sorry for the spoiler, or whatever it is, he couldn't have, like, if I'd killed him there, we would have been good, but we didn't kill him, and therefore, he was able to dispel all of the effects of F-Lux on Kylo, and from there, he was able to, come real close to killing my Jedi Master Luke. Hoda came in and saved the day. Still don't have Kylo, or Hux dead. First Order Stormtrooper is also not dead. Need to kill both of those guys as soon as we can. Kylo's getting pretty close, though, to getting his ultimate. Need to finish off Stormtrooper. And, dear Lord, so brutal, guys. At one point, I did use an ability to get to increase his cooldowns because he didn't have an ability block, which is important, though of course he did more damage with his basics. So what I really need is a Relic 8 Jedi Master Luke. That's going to be really important moving forward. Kylo is about to take his ult, and this is hugely stressful, guys, because look at how close I am to death here. I can't increase his cooldowns right now. I'm in a pickle. Like, really, he's going to use his AoE next. There's no question he's going to use his AoE, and it's just going to be a mess. Like, he probably just kills the whole team, right? I mean, that was kind of my thought. And so what I need is some way to hopefully maybe survive a little bit. So eventually, I knew I couldn't increase his cooldowns, but I did call Hoda to do a little extra healing. It's not much, but he uses his basic, heals everyone a bit. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi, I thought for a long time, and I probably should have cut some of this out of the video, frankly, but I thought for a long time trying to figure this one out. So, he can't heal on any of his forms except for his basic, but that's only when he's in his other stance. So we want to heal a little bit, but the person I would really like to keep alive is Jedi Master Luke. And so eventually what I discovered is if I change his stance, then he's going to be able to use the Jedi, the training ability from Jedi Master Luke. And if I use that on Hoda, then Hoda can once again just heal everyone just a little bit. And maybe that's enough. Maybe the defensive stance on Ki-Adi-Mundi plus a little extra health and protection from Hoda will do the trick. So Did his AoE, and he is a speed build Kylo. This was a very, very well modded Kylo, so we still had a lot of offense. We looked, actually, very impressive, but I did get my master, or my ultimate, and the ultimate is huge here, guys. Just adds so much to this team. Still a huge threat, though. This Kylo has done a lot of AoEs. He's going to be doing a lot of damage here, so... he is ability blocked, though. If we can just kill him, that would be great. We can switch stances with Ki-Adi-Mundi here once again. Get an armor shred on him. And now we can just call everyone to assist and finish it. So thank God that got as hairy as possible. Really need Relic 8 on Luke. I think that increases his crit avoid by enough that we can actually just stop crapping our pantses in those kind of fights. So thank God. I was pretty shaken, guys. Like, I came really close to just getting one shot by a lot of different things. I don't think I pointed out to you guys, actually, during the Jango fight. You guys have seen this fight a million times, so I'm going to rewind verbally, at least. In that Jango fight, he almost one-shot my Mando, and if he had done that, we would have been sunk. Okay, so here, guys, 22... Here, let me pause it real quick. So there's 22 stacks on B1. So what would you do? Look at Grievous's turn meter. I could daze B2 as well if I wanted to. What I eventually ended up doing was, instead of dazing B2, which would be nice, decided to kill B1 because Grievous was going to take a turn anyways, and if he's going to take a turn, it may as well just force him to take his turn. Yes, it's an AoE and it's less awesome, but what's going to happen is he's going to take his turn, just do a single hit, and then you kill B1 the next turn anyways, and then he does an AoE regardless, so may as well just eat the AoE and get the kill in, reduce the turns by Grievous by 1. Like that's really important. So, and really the AoE from B1, or from B2, isn't that great against this particular team. Like, it's not as dangerous, not nearly as dangerous as... I mean, it's way better in 5v5, but then it's also better against other teams that don't dispel all of his effects right away. So, got the kill there, and now the only real other element to this, guys, is trying to time that Mothra big heal, because you're always paranoid, right? Like, if Grievous gets enough turns with his... if he gets enough turns and he decides to hit Cassian somehow, if he has... there's no taunt available and he's just hitting Cassian, like, if he kills Cassian, you need to revive him right away, so you want to save that heal as long as you can. You also want to save it so that he doesn't do a big hit on K2 right before the end and miss out on a banner. So I'm kind of holding it maybe a little longer than I should. You know, Grievous has a bunch of damage here. Should have used it there, though, I think, because now we can just use a big hit from Cassian and kill him. 53 is still fine, though. Yeah, that's fine. Finally had one battle that wasn't as stressful, and now we have Bando with Geos. You never get 54 against a Bando team with Geos, but you also never have to stress out too much. So use the AoE here to dispel all the buffs, and then probably should have just tried to use the one big hit from Spy on Bando. This Bando isn't that scary, actually. He's only at 8,000 offense, only Relic 3. The golden standard being like 10,000 offense, something like that. So Relic 3 isn't that much. Decided to just try to one-shot with Spy, got it, and now we have to kill. Good lord. I always make that joke, and it is never less awkward than that, guys. So you'll have that. Trying to heal a little bit, have some debuffs and stuff. I think some of my Geos were trying to pretend like they were witches because they were on fire. Eventually killed Kuil. Will that ever get... Wow. It was old the first time I said it, so will it ever get better? I guess time will tell, because I doubt that I'm going to stop making that joke, actually. So like I said, we're not ever going to get full banners against this squad in 3v3. Geos are not necessarily a great option in 5v5 for Bando, but 3v3 they're good enough. Bando just needs more characters to kind of help him, and like one line of defense with IG is just not enough. So we can kill him here, get our 51 and move along. And now we have the Nute team. We'll gotta kill him, but eventually we will. Now I've been putting off trying to kill this Rey team. I have Sith Eternal. I did remod him recently, so he's at 157k health. So I think you kind of ideally want 160k health. So it's not perfect, but I think 150k is what a lot of the top tier guilds are trying to push on their members. I put Link on Scav, not because her protection is impressive and I want to, you want to steal that protection. It's kind of nice to have that on C, Sith Eternal Emperor, but I wanted to avoid Scav's big hits, like her crits. You can see she just did 4 hits. None of them were crits because she's linked, and that's pretty huge for surviving. Eventually here, probably right now is when I should have done this. Maybe not, I don't know. We want to eventually relink to Scav and Holdo both, so we can kill both of them with our ultimate. This is when I should have done it, actually, but instead I decided to wait a turn. And here's the thing, Klesso has been preaching to me. I keep telling him, like, he needs to actually make some... He needs to start making his videos again and teach us how to play, but he keeps getting mad that I don't switch Link before I do my ultimate. So to appease him, to appease the Klesso gods, I did indeed switch Link a little too late, but killed both of the ads. And now the question is, can we eat one more ult? Did Rey's mastery increase enough to be able to one-shot me? Now I do have the huge amount of health. She has her ult up. Tried to hit her while she was in damage immunity. Didn't work out for me that well, but her ult didn't work out for her that well. So now we're in a slappy fight situation, and Sith Eternal usually wins slappy fights pretty well. And Rey died the way she should have in the movies. Now I actually don't care. I didn't care if Palth won in the movies. That was just a lie. Now this is a craft that took a while to come up with, guys. And this belongs to Dylar, actually. He was our guest on Gambit Fight Night. I knew I wanted to bring Bossk and Boba. I wasn't sure who else to bring. So the idea here is Bossk doesn't lose his taunt super easy. Usually. Not until someone from the enemy team goes below full protection. And so what we're trying to do, we're trying to get Kara down close enough to low health. Like, I want to be able to use Boba to one-shot Cara Dune. That's the key here, guys. If we can do that, if we can one-shot her with execute, then we're good. We're golden. Want to get our contract as quick as we can and stuff, but ability block on everyone seems nice, even though Mothra can get rid of it eventually on people. Kind of cool. She doesn't have potency up right now. Cara Dune doesn't. So we can hit her. Mothra is going to revive her, of course. Maybe not my best move, because I think Boba was ready to execute. Now everyone's at full health again. They're hitting Boba because they got rid of our taunt. But here's the thing, guys. So this would be really discouraging if we only had bounty hunters, because you don't really ramp up damage that much with bounty hunters. You get the contract eventually, but then that's about it. I did manage to get a 100k hit off from Boba, so that was cool, even without offense up. But I was able to one-shot Kara. The execute ends Kara and her ability to revive entirely, and now we just have to do the same thing to Xaereth. I think Xaereth was over 200k health and protection combined, so not easy meat whatsoever. We still don't have our contract, and I think Boba gets more. I think he gets like armor shred more, if something like that. If he gets his contract, he does more damage, and so finally we're gonna do a little more damage here. Wampa, of course, is ramping damage the whole time. He gets bonuses in damage, and if they shoot Wampa, then he's gonna hit him back. So the hope is, of course, that they don't kill Boba. We are a little bit short on time. We're at 2 something. I think it's just about to tick over into the 1 minute range, so we got to be careful. Maybe that's a different one. But almost one shot Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. Didn't quite work out, but now we're getting there. We're getting there. he has his buffs though right now, so we can't. If we kill him, he's just gonna revive himself. So there it goes. He revived himself again, and now hopefully we can just kill him. Didn't quite kill him. My big assist didn't kill him. He's got all sorts of buffs again. He's healing himself. Dear Lord, this team is so resilient. It's so crazy. Yeah, you can see the turn meter has ticked over to the 1 minute range, and we got to do something. Eventually get a 76k execute on Xaereth. It barely worked out, and we can move on. So, pretty cool comp. Got a 53 there, and there was only a Gear 12 Kara though, so I don't know how that would have gone against Gear 13. Maybe, probably worse. Probably wouldn't have worked. I don't know. It was a good team though. That team was scary. Really, like, it's like the perfect timeout team, honestly. I didn't have Traya available, etc. So now we're using Bando here against this weird hodgepodge team, and Boba's just a useful guy. Like, he does ability block. He can cause instant death, or permadeath, I should say, and instant death. Like, he can ignore those revives entirely. And he can revive himself unless he's hit by whistling birds, which I did manage to do, so he didn't revive himself. And that's that. I mean, Boba's good on almost any team, honestly. I don't know that he's... I don't love this comp, honestly. Like, Nute is good, but they're not really taking the best advantage of Nute here, I think. Nute did keel over out of sadness. I was trying to set it up so I could get a kill with Bando there with whistling birds, so I can just one-shot him, but he killed himself there. And we just gotta pay our taxes and move on. Gonna try to get whistling birds pretty soon, but we're paying our taxes, and may as well. Nute is almost dead. Let's just kill him, and then we can kind of just focus on IG. Man, they get so much of that extortion out. It's nuts. So hit IG here. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just try. I don't want to use whistling birds quite yet. I want to try to revive my health a little bit, try to steal some banners. So I did get into stance, and then Magna Guard also followed his master by dying of sadness, got 54, and I think that's the last squad in the zone. So his ship zone was actually pretty interesting. Did not have any of the GET2 fleets, but he did have some pretty good fleets. So yeah, it was really scary because Biston's ship was just a little bit faster than my Special Forces TIE Fighter, which is very significant. I'll try to flesh that out a little bit. Now, we need to kill this Kylo team. Now, the Red Trooper is modded crazy. It's something I had never seen before, but I guess that's kind of the standard. He has like 100, he has over 100k health. Like, he has all health, everything on him. So I was like, you know what, let's try to kill him. If I can kill him, then that's going to be great. But, of course, he's got that crit immunity. I was considering just trying to just kill OG Kylo, and I think maybe the answer here is you try to kill OG Kylo with a saber toss. I think maybe that's the answer, because I didn't really come that close to killing Red Trooper there. And what you'll note is the more damage over times you get on Kylo, he's going to just go crazy. It makes him faster, it makes him hit harder, and then it doesn't dispel, so it just keeps making him better and better. And so with Vader lead, like, you can win this fight if I can finish off Red Trooper this fight on my first hit. The fight goes pretty differently, but didn't kill him. Evil was allowed to persist, and I kept just trying to go for Red Trooper, even though he's got that damage immunity, or the crit immunity. Probably at this point, probably should have tried to kill Kylo, honestly, with Vader, but once again, yeah, we can't target anyone. Decided to do another Force Crush, so now Kylo's got all these debuffs. He's going super quick, doing his AoE. His speed is really high. The only real saving grace here is that I've got Moff Gideon taking all these hits. And they have that debuff from Moff Gideon, so as long as he survives, we'll be okay. We still need to get Merciless. It's painfully far away. Can I use my Culling Blade to kill Kylo here? Probably not. He's only got 6 dispellable debuffs here that we can use as damage. We actually almost did. If I'd crit him, we would have been fine, but no crit. And now Gideon is gone. And now it's like, man, can I kill anything here? I did get a daze off. And dear Lord, Kylo is just going nuts. He's got 10. OG Kylo's got 10 stacks of dots. Gotta kill him. Gotta kill something, guys. Decided eventually I wanted to do the ability block on Kylo so that he wouldn't do his, wouldn't be able to stun Vader. Because next turn I get Merciless. And if I get Merciless, maybe everything works out okay. So, you know, Piet's on death's door here. He's not doing great. But Vader's just about to get his ult. Or, you know, whatever it's called, his Merciless. Who do I kill here? Do I try to kill OG Kylo? Do I try to kill Red Trooper? What do I try to do? That was the question. And, oh, that's right, I didn't quite... Yeah, I am in Merciless, that's right. So, do the Force Crush one more time. Sith, or Red Trooper is finally in range to kill. Finally got him. And now maybe we can survive for another Saber Toss. I just wasn't sure. Wanted to get ability block on Kylo here so that he couldn't get his stun off on me. Piet is gone, and then Kylo just, his damage is too ramped up. Killed Vader, and I lost. So a little bit intense there. Damn it all. Decided to just use the social contract team. I had originally intended to use troopers to kill that team, but I wanted to use Piet with Vader. So their Han or their Finn and Poe were actually very well synced to each other here. Poe was 1 speed slower than Finn. Finn was like 312 or 313, and Poe was 312, I believe. So if Finn got a turn, he would hand it to Poe, and immediately Poe would be able to take a turn, and then Hero Finn would also take a turn. It's a huge mess when that happens. It's a debacle. I was able to break it up with this team and even regenerate some of my banners for 54, and now we're back to just trying to kill the 2 Kylos. And at this point, I had Jedi Training Rey. I also had Finn Poe, which I kept for offense this time. And one thing I want to point out, guys, is a lot of the damage this team does is based off of health percentage damage from Poe. And, you know, if you get any exposes or anything, that's also health percentage, and none of that works on either of the Kylos. So, both of these Kylos have a lot of regeneration going on. The only hope here, hopefully we can overwhelmingly damage their OG Kylo, while maintaining a lot of healing, and eventually we can actually just take him out. You know, eventually take him out. He doesn't have as high of health as Kylo, and then the only other way we kill OG Kylo, and then once we kill OG Kylo, Kylo Ren Unmasked is going to actually he's going to be easier. It's not going to be easy to kill him, but we'll be able to ramp damage with OG Finn to kill him potentially. So that's kind of the theory going on. If we can do enough damage, just raw damage from everyone to kill OG Kylo here, then we just have to slowly over time deal enough damage to kill Kylo Ren. And I'm taking a long time because all these different abilities take time to click. You know, it's like, okay, who do you want to put this on? Who do you want to put this on? And eventually, I think I just put it on auto, because all I want is ramping damage from OG Finn. The other stuff is just kind of noise. I want to be able to heal myself, but from OG Finn and OG Finn and NG Kylo, or NG Finn, new, I don't know. That's not a term, I don't think, but want to be able to use both Finns to heal myself and my protection, but it's just taking too long. I have to select everyone, so I just put it on auto here, because eventually, like, Finn is just going to do the turns that I want him to anyways, and you can see how much faster it's going here. We just need him to ramp up damage. Every time he hits does his big hit, he's going to be doing more damage. up to a certain point, and hopefully the cap is going to be enough to actually just one-shot Kylo, because we're not going to be able to wear him down. You can see how much he's healing. It's nuts. Every time we do something, he just heals a ton. So, it's looking kind of grim, actually. I was like, man, I don't know. But eventually, we did get the one shot and got the clear. So thank God. 54 is nice. I had originally wanted to take Jedi Training Rey there, because that was my only other team that could actually beat that. But I wanted to save banners, and I thought that the Finpo team would actually do it, so I did. Alright guys, so here's what I finally decided on, guys. There's an Empire fleet there with Houndstooth, and that's really scary. My Finalizer team was not fast enough to actually beat Bistan, because what would happen is if Bistan goes first, it causes Biggs to it causes target lock, causing Biggs to taunt, and then I can't finish off the Falcon. So with First Order's Special Forces type pilot. So instead, we're going with Finalizer against this Empire fleet. So we're going to Houndstooth is gonna make it tough to focus down on this team. So what I ended up doing, I put the Hunter's thing on Houndstooth so that Houndstooth isn't getting bonus turn meter. And now we just gotta kill Vader as quick as we can, because there's no target lock here, and I'm faster than everyone else. And now Houndstooth will eventually be able to go and taunt, but once he taunts, like, we can dispel that once we get rid of that breach. For now, he's just taking hits, and honestly, like, TIE Bomber isn't even gone. There's not even target lock on the board right now. So this is a pretty sneaky comp. Like, it's very anti-rebels. Like, my rebel comp can beat most Empire fleets, but Houndstooth kind of just stops that cold. So kind of a cool craft, but you have to put Houndstooth on defense. So I did put Houndstooth here just so he could be taking hits here as well. Okay, so he got the shuttle. He actually didn't cleanse Houndstooth. I thought that was kind of funny. He helped his own buddy, who didn't really need that much help. And now we don't have days or anything scary like that, so we can finish off the Houndstooth, and then we still don't have target lock. So his TIE Bomber is trying to taunt, but he can't, because target lock is the necessary component for TIE Bomber to be able to taunt. So just gotta keep going, guys. Kylo Shuttle's not doing too hot. Finalizer's not a super resilient fleet. Like, you just gotta keep hitting until you die, basically, and hope that hope that Silencer can just finish them off entirely. So, decide here I wanted the stun on Bomber if I could, just because I don't want to get set on fire anymore. And now he's finally got target lock on him, so that's good for him, I suppose. Should I take a reinforcement, or should I put the mark on Bomber? I decided to put the mark on, just so I do more damage. Kylo's ready to do damage. 194k hit, so he had ramped up pretty nicely. The Emperor, or the command shuttle, whatever, Kylo shuttle, gave turn meter to everyone, killed the shuttle, and got a 61. Pretty good banners there. Way better than I had thought. I was kind of stressed out. I wasn't sure which comp to take. That was a different comp than he normally places. So, then we've got this Rebels fleet with really, really, really fast Bistan. Decided to take my Malevolence here. This can get really out of hand pretty quick if you're not careful. You really want to watch how many debuffs you're putting on them, because Falcon's going to dispel all the debuffs if there's if there's more than 2. So like right here, you can do the AoE, but that's going to put another debuff on Biggs potentially, and you don't want to dispel that stun. So and you want buzz droids to be able to go on. You don't want them to be automatically dispelled. So everyone's got their buzz droids. Well, not the Falcon, but the other two have them. They have 2 debuffs. Biggs doesn't have them anymore, so put them back on, back where they came from. Put those things back where they came from. Orso helped me. Finally killed Biggs. Now Y-Wing's back and suppressing that protection on Vulture, or on Hyena. So put that protection back where it came from. And I can't target Biston, can't target Falcon, only can shoot at the Y-Wing. Y-Wing got at least one dodge there, so that's annoying, but we still killed him. Biston poked his head out. Didn't matter if he poked his head out anyways, because Falcon just hides himself anyways. And now it's only the Falcon. Things are looking a lot better. Even if he dodges all the things. Can I stun him? I can indeed. Now he can't dodge because he's stunned. Lost his bonus protection. Put some buzz droids on him. Took a turn, so now he can dodge, but he's got the buzz droids we can assist and get a pretty decent 60 banners. So straddling the line of shame, but still just fine. The line of shame, 60 banners, that's what you need. And we got there, guys. We got there. So, 2634. And, here's the anticlimactic part, guys. This is the final result. He didn't attack. I looked and looked, like, he never, ever doesn't attack. He always attacks. This guy always attacks, so I hope he's okay. He always attacks in the last hour or so. So I thought, he had me sweating the whole time. It's a weekend for me, so... I was staring at my phone. I'm like, man, he never waits this long. And then once I finally, it was down to like 20 minutes. I just, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. So, you know, he didn't try. Just so total anticlimactic. I struggled. I was out of teams, guys. Just totally out. Had Jedi Training Rey left is the only thing, which is a good team, but that's it. Like, I didn't leave myself much wiggle room at all. We had to use weird teams like Bossk, Boba, and Wampa. Super weird. But got the win. We're undefeated still. 8-0 for the season. And I've got a really rough match coming up, guys. Really going to be tough. Come watch me on Twitch if you can. It's going to be on Sunday at 9:30 Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time. So I know that some of you will be watching this in retrospect, and that's too bad. No, I appreciate you guys watching regardless. But with that said, guys, man, if we could get 3 perfect seasons, or if I could get up to, I think I'm at 38 consecutive wins. That might be the last one, though. My opponent is really good. Not going to give away who it is, but a really strong opponent. Gonna be tough. Very versatile defense. He spent like half an hour crafting a defense for me. I saw via Primebot. So, come watch that. I'm hyping it too much. Maybe it'll just be, maybe it'll just suck, but it's going to be good, I think. He destroys me on mods. I need to stop talking about that match, though, because this match was epic enough. Really tough. Good defenses by my opponent without spending a ton of meta teams, etc. So, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Have a good night, guys.